everybody. So this is an update. I think today is the 20th. So August 13th, I went into the emergency room. Let me back up. August 11th, I took a clear blue pregnancy test, and it came back positive. And I took more than one. Because I was like, seriously? And then my boyfriend went and got a first response test that came back positive. So it was 2 days before my missed period. So that was on the 12th. So on the 14th was when my period was supposed to come. But I've always had a very irregular period. So to be honest, it's hard to track. It's difficult. Anyway, so I went into the ER on the 13th. This is the day before what my initially missed period would be. And I was feeling some right-sided pain and discomfort. So we went to the ER at a certain hospital. We get there, they run a bunch of blood tests, they get the confirmation, okay, well, yeah, you are pregnant. Your ACG level, however, is only 113. They did an ultrasound, they couldn't find any baby in the uterus, but they did find something on my right-sided ovaries. And given the pain that I was experiencing and the ACG level, they said it could be three things. Either you're having a miscarriage. They asked me if I had any pain or discomfort, and I told them, like, before then, I was like, well, it's like it comes and goes. It's never consistent pain. Mind you, I've had a miscarriage in the past, so I know what that feels like. So they said either it's the beginning of the new pregnancy, it's an ectopic pregnancy, or you're experiencing a miscarriage currently, because I was bleeding on the first, but it was not even like a teaspoon of blood. So I don't know what that was about. So the doctor was like, you have the option of waiting to see what happens, or we can go ahead and I can give you this pill and we could terminate the pregnancy. And so I thought about it. He did a cervical check. He pressed on my left ovary to see like if I was feeling any pain. You know, he asked me questions again. He went in with a specular thing, like when you get your pap smear. And he was like, you're definitely pregnant. But we don't know what's going on. You're in the gray area. 113 for an ACG level of someone who said their last period was on the 14th of the following month would mean that you're 4 weeks and your ACG level should be a lot more than what it is. So of course, another doctor and another nurse was trying to convince me to go forward with taking the medication to just kind of terminate the pregnancy. But again, patients, moms, pregnant women, you have rights. You don't have to adhere to what the doctor says. Take their advice and decide for yourself what you want to do. So, okay. I told him, I was like, I'm just going to wait. I don't want to, I'm a strong person. If it's not meant for me to happen, it won't happen. I already have 2 other kids. My boyfriend has a child. So, and I told the doctor, I'm not going to be dumb and put my life at risk. If the pain is intense, I know where to go. Ectopic pregnancies is literally a life and death kind of matter. I just felt like the doctors were not very elaborative as to what they saw on my right ovary. And I just also felt like, well, technically it is a day before my missed period. So maybe it's an early pregnancy. I just wanted to remain optimistic, and I just did not feel like I was informed enough. I felt like they were pressing more for me to terminate my pregnancy than they were for me to just kind of see what happened. So I got there at 9 o'clock. They kept me there till like 1 something in the morning. No lie. So the ultimate decision that I made was for me to just wait. 2 days later, I went back and my ACG level had doubled, 334. So at this time, I was told through my KP message thing that I have 2 specialists on my case and that they'll be monitoring my ACG level. And if you're a Kaiser member, you can get notifications of your blood work and so on and so forth through your online services with Kaiser. So I got it. I wait for the doctor to call me. This was on a Sunday. She called me the following Monday and she was like, your numbers are doubling, but 334 is still kind of low. We'll just wait and see. She asked me if I was feeling any pain. I told her what was going on. I said, and again, she asked, are you sure you want to go through with this? This can be any kind of pregnancy. There are some successful pregnancies where they just have low ACG, but this is really on the low side. giving that your last official period was on the 14th of the following month. And I told her, no, I just want to wait and see. So this was on Sunday that I took the test for ACG, 334. So Wednesday, I went back. The doctor asked that I do another ACG test. I did, and it went up to 2,050. So I messaged my doctor, and before I could finish the message and see the result, she called, and she left a very long message basically saying, wow, like, your ACG has jumped significantly. I initially had doctor's appointments to go see another doctor with Kaiser, just to start my prenatal care and so on and so forth. And she canceled it because she said, with your ACG level being at 334, this was on Monday, guys, I don't see you leaving our services anytime soon. This is a specialty kind of thing. She said, scientifically, you're in the gray area. 113, right-sided pain. It's again, either early miscarriage, ectopic pregnancy, or an early pregnancy. So 334, that wasn't that much of a jump, although it did double, but it wasn't that much, So here we are, the next ACG test, and 2,050. She was like, I need to consult with the other specialists on this case. I'm waiting for him to respond. I don't want to get sued, so I ain't disclosing no names. But this is the same doctor, guys, that I saw in the ED, okay? So she's not. He is. He's the primary care physician on this case because he's also a specialty. I don't know, whatever. So, okay. She calls me back within the hour and she was like, well, he hasn't responded, but I'm going to request that you go ahead and reschedule yourself those appointments for Friday. She said, 300 to 2,050. Now, that doesn't mean that you're necessarily in the clear. Now we need to see, where is baby? Is baby where it's supposed to be? Maybe this really was just an early pregnancy, but with the numbers going up like that, that's a good sign, So today is Thursday. I'm extremely nervous, everyone. I don't know. I was told not to eat or drink, and I'm sure that's because in case things are not going well, they want to do what they need to do. I don't know for sure, but that's what I'm assuming. I have an ultrasound at 8:30 in the morning, and I have another appointment right after with the primary care physician, OB, so they can follow up and let me know what they saw, and then we go on from there. So moms who are experiencing low ACG or whatever, follow your heart, follow your intuition. If you know something's not right and the doctor is saying something ain't right, do what you need to do. But if you're a mom like me who's always had a history of high-risk pregnancies, my son, just to give you a little history, I went on pregnancy disability at 8 to 9, I think it was 8 or 9 weeks. And it was because I couldn't stop bleeding. And they didn't know what was causing the bleeding. I don't know. So I didn't work after 8 weeks. With my daughter, when I learned that I was pregnant, what happened? In one ultrasound, they said they couldn't find her. And this was like 12 weeks into my pregnancy. Then they said it was no heartbeat. And then suddenly they found the baby again. So I don't know if that just means I'm not having good luck with this stuff, or I don't know. And in between my daughter, she's 7, and my son, who is now 4, I've had 3 miscarriages. So of course, doctors are going to, look into your chart to see like, what is your history, so I understand where the doctor was kind of concerned. However, I feel like doctors should maybe listen more to patients. We know our bodies. And yeah, I was uncomfortable and I had some discomfort on my right side. And yes, they did verify that it was something there. But to go to the extent of saying you need to terminate the pregnancy, I don't agree. And it's been statistically proven that African American women and these doctors and childbearing and childbirth, the numbers don't look too right. So I'm in the medical field myself. I'm very familiar with how all of this works from experience and from, knowledge that I've obtained being in the medical field, which is why I advocate for my kids. My son, my doctor knew I just lost the baby. And like, she was just so sure. She told me to go to the hospital. We're going to get you on some IVs and blah, 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 blah. And when they did the ultrasound, he was right there. So I would strongly advise women who are having a hard time either conceiving or holding a child, you are your advocate. You have to know that you know that you know, okay? Listen to the medical professionals, but God first, yourself, and then science. Tomorrow's a big day. Right now I'm doing homework, statistics. I am a nursing student. I'm taking my prereqs now. And me and Dad are just anxious. Have a good night, guys. I will keep you posted.